So we are at the end of the 2K23 cycle, and I wanted to do one last fantasy draft rebuild and 82-0 challenge, so let's combine them today. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Yes, I'm in a little bit of a different setup. I'm back home in New York at my parents' house, and you can tell that my room has become a little bit of a storage unit, so I apologize for all that's going on in the background. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a fantasy draft. I don't know what team I'm going to select. I think we're just going to randomize it today. I'm just going to close my eyes, good old-fashioned 3, 2, 1, stop it, and we get the Toronto Raptors. All right, and I just never get lucky with my draft pick, but you know what? Pick number 9 is not bad whatsoever. Now, a lot of the top talent is off the board with Jokic, Giannis. One of them would have been really nice if I'm trying to go 82-0. And what makes this a little bit more of a challenge, it's not like I'm selecting the OKC Thunder, who just have a ton of draft capital. Everybody's going to restart with their own draft picks, and I don't really think it would make a lot of sense to take LeBron or Jimmy Butler or Kawhi Leonard. So I think it's going to narrow down between either Zion Williamson or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I think it's fitting to bring Shai to Canada, where he is from, and have him play for the Toronto Raptors. So we're going to take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 9th overall. Devin Booker would have also been an interesting selection, but Zion ended up going 16 of the Wizards. Now we don't pick for a little bit. Wemby went 22nd in this draft. So there's a ton of good point guards on the board. Well, I already selected mine. Now I can move Shai to the 2. That's completely a possibility. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to select Scoot Henderson here in the second round. Definitely a reach, but the big thing with Scoot, he's on his rookie contract, and I'm going to have to take a couple of those guys that aren't going to be making a lot of money throughout the next few seasons if I want to build a team that can go 82-0 eventually. And then I think I'm going to take my center next, and I'm not going to take Brook Lopez because he's 35. Miles Turner is definitely possible at $20 million, but I can get Walker Kessler at $2.8 million, already an 83 overall at the age of 22. And now we don't pick for a minute. Now the talent is definitely going to drop off, like Jaden Ivey just went. I was hoping to get a young forward. I saw Trey Murphy just went. He was definitely somebody on my radar. Jeremy Sohan, Brandon Miller both just went. I'm going to select Austin Reeves with my next selection. He's probably going to be our starting 6th man next year. Now I'm kind of hoping Corey Kispert falls to my next pick. He was somebody I was eyeing. There goes Usor Thompson, and I don't think Kispert was selected because he could be an elite 3-point shooter. And yes, I would like to get 590 overalls on this team, but I do want to build a proper balanced constructed roster, have some good shooters, defenders, ball handlers, ISO scorers. Derek White really is tempting, but I do have Scoot, Shai, and Reeves at the moment. And I know he's making a lot of money, but it's definitely a tradable contract. I'm going to take Josh Hart here. Derek White just went. I would have taken him, but I may take Tyus Jones to be the backup point guard. Now there's a chance I could move Tyus Jones, so I'm going to take Anthony Black here in the 8th round, and I'm going to go with Keontae George in the 9th. We definitely need more centers, so I'm going to go with Daniel Gafford, making a little bit of money, but an easy tradable contract. And then I'm going to bring Wenyen Gabriel because he's under a 2-year contract, so I can also move him on draft night in 2024. So probably for my final 3 picks, I'm going to go with all young guys. So Ryan Rupert, who is a 2nd round pick for the Portland Trailblazers in this past draft. I'm going to get Bryce Sensabaugh, who went in the 1st round for the Utah Jazz. And lastly, I'm going to go Jake LaRavia here from the Memphis Grizzlies, who was a 1st round pick in the 2022 draft. So we have completed the team, and I really like how this draft went. So we could experiment with Shai and Reeves starting and have Scoot come off the bench, but having Scoot, Tyus Jones, Anthony Black, it's a little repetitive. I also may try to go small ball because I never really drafted a proper power forward, so I think Kispert could be the starting power forward, which is definitely a small ball team. And I think Anthony Black could benefit from being in the G League, so we're probably going to go with a 9-man rotation. George, since we need some wings off the bench, is going to start. Like I said, Black will be in the G League. Probably going to go 28 minutes to Scoot off the bench. We'll do 24 to Tyus Jones, who could be somebody that's going to get moved at the deadline. And then we're going to go 29 minutes to Kispert and Kessler. Then we got Josh Hart, Reeves, and Shai in the starting 5. Under Darko Rajakovic, we are 3-star balanced. Like I said, Anthony Black will be in the G League. And let's see how this season goes. First game of the season is against the Cavs. They are rocking, let's see, a sick 2020 draft class backcourt of LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards. How did that happen? How did Anthony Edwards, I wish it also shows you in like 2K24, I don't know, I probably don't think this will be a thing, but like if you do a fantasy draft where they went in the fantasy draft, because how'd they get LaMelo and Anthony Edwards? That is kind of incredible of a 1-2 punch, but we end up blowing them out. Walker Kessler as 28 and 17, Scoot with 28 and 8 off the bench. This is going to be a fun season, even if we're winning or losing, in my opinion. We start off the season 3-0, so that's a great start. All right, so we are 25 and 18 to start off the season. I don't think we're going 82-0 in year 1. I really like the way this roster is constructed with Shea, Reeves, like we have Scoot off the bench. I think we could be somewhat of a seller, not like a seller at the deadline, but I do want to, I think, move Tyus Jones and possibly Daniel Gafford. But this team is doing really well, so I'm not really going to make any moves at the moment. We'll see where we are come February. All right, so we're here at the All-Star draft. Jokic and Tatum are your captains at the moment. I was going to say Shea has to be here in the All-Star game, averaging 25, 5.5, 7 assists, 1.7 steals for us, and on elite efficiency as well. There is Zion, who I thought about drafting, doing very well. We are 10 games above 500 at the moment, and like I said, with Scoot Henderson, I think there's a chance I'll move Tyus Jones, maybe for a more true power forward, because Kispert playing at the 4 is definitely out of place for him. He is averaging 12 points, and so is Josh Hart, who's averaging 8 rebounds and 4.5 assists. All right, he is a free agent at the end of the year, but so is Tyus Jones, but we're going to make this swap, Tyus Jones for Vanderbilt. I do wonder if I could steal like a late first round pick from them. Probably not yet now. So let's just do it straight up. Tyus Jones for Jared Vanderbilt. Okay. Now they want picks. It's so annoying because literally in Trade Finder, I just had that trade. So let's just make this 1-for-1 swap. And what I do like about this team, though, if we go to the salary cap breakdown, we don't have many free agents. It's really just Jared Vanderbilt at the end of the year. And then we got guys that are under contract for at least the next 4 years, like Anthony Black, Keontae George, Scoot Henderson. Reeves is under contract. Kessler for the next 3 years and an insane value for what he gives us. So yeah, we're pretty much just going to give Vanderbilt the Tyus Jones minutes, but we're going to start him and then just have Kispert come off the bench as the 6th man. So that's going to be my only move this year. Like I said, we're not going 82-0, but if we could be like a top 3 seed in the East, that'd be pretty fresh to have in year 1. And Nikola Jokic wins MVP for the Miami Heat. Wemby gets Rookie of the Year in OKC in his first year in the NBA. Scoot obviously didn't get Rookie of the Year, but he got 6th man of the year. So shout out to Scoot Henderson, 14 points, 4.5 rebounds, 6 assists. I'd like for the efficiency to be a little bit better next year. Wemby gets D point his first year. Most improved goes to Şengün in New Orleans, and the Mavericks, with Jason Kidd, got Coach of the Year. Here's All-NBA first team: Luka in Milwaukee, Ja in Philly, Tatum in Golden State, Giannis in Indiana, and Jokic in Miami. We didn't get anybody on the All-NBA teams or the All-Defensive teams, but shout out to Walker Kessler on all defensive second team. And then we had Scoot on all-rookie first team and Keontae George on all-rookie second team. Not too bad. So we actually ended the year as the 1 seed in year 1. Let's freaking go. We went 15-32. We tied with the Charlotte Hornets, who have a sick starting 5. Cade, Booker, McDaniels. I mean, Bobo, I guess, is the weak link there, but then they got Gobert at the 5. That's insane defensively, with at least McDaniels and Gobert. Cleveland was the 5 seed with LaMelo and Ant. In the West, though, the Lakers were the 1 seed with CP3, Desmond Bane, Al Horford, Joel Embiid, Dylan Brooks. That's a good team. Pelicans were the 2 seed with KD, Drew Holiday, Mathurin, and Şengün. And the Mavericks, who got Coach of the Year, were the 3 seed with Chet, Donovan Mitchell, Middleton, McCollum, and Jeremy Grant. Here were the end of the season stats with Shea leading the way, 25 points, 5.5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.7 steals a night. There's Austin Reeves at 17 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.2 assists, shot 37% from 3. Walker Kessler's there. There's Scoot Henderson, Josh Hart, Corey Kispert, 12.7 points, shot 39 from 3. You'll love to see that. So let's come up with this playoff rotation. It would be sick to win a championship in year 1. So I don't think Gabriel is going to get minutes now. Keontae George is probably going to get like 8 minutes tonight. We're going to go 14 to Gafford. I would like to probably go 27 to Scoot and Kispert off the bench. Let's do 25 to Vanderbilt's good, 32 to Kessler. Let's try to get 30 to Hart, 33 to Reeves. We'll do 41 to Shea. Probably do 35 to Kessler. He's a big part of this team, and injuries are off, so I don't mind. We're going up against the Bucks in round 1. Like I mentioned, they had Luka, they have Ausar Thompson, Jalen Williams, Nick Claxton, Bruce Brown. It's a solid team. All right, here we go. Game 1, we end up winning by 1 point. Walker Kessler, 32, 10, and 5. He is insane. I can't believe I got him in the 3rd round. Then we beat the Bucks by 3 with Shea dropping 33, 10, 6, and also had 3 blocks as well. We are not going to be sweeping them as they end up beating us by 15. I mean, it's impossible to really sweep Luka in a playoff series, but we do take a 3-1 lead after beating them by 35 points. Austin Reeves drops 30. It's kind of nice because anybody on this team can be the leading scorer for us. So like in all 3 of our wins, Kessler was the leading scorer in our first win, Shea was the leading scorer in our second win, and then Reeves in our 3rd win. And then are we going to be able to beat them in 5? Yes, we can. We end up beating them by 15 points. All right, but now we're taking on the Detroit Pistons, who have Kevin Porter Jr., Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, Bagley, and Turner. That is a very good team. Game 1 here, we end up beating them by 11 points. Reeves with 28, Shea with 24, Vanderbilt with 14. Game 2, we end up taking a 2-0 win by 12 points in this game. Very nice. So are we going to be able to maybe sweep them? Let's see. This is risky to do, and we actually ended up sweeping them. That's what I'm talking about. Game 3, We beat them by 2. Okay, it was a very close series win, and then we beat them by 14 here in game 4. Now we're in the conference finals in year 1. Okay, Austin Reeves, playoff performer Reeves. Taking on the Miami Heat here with Jamal Murray, Malik Monk, that Kentucky backcourt, RJ Tari Eason, and then, yeah, Jokic, the MVP. Can we beat them? Yes, we can. We are currently 12-1 in the playoffs in year 1. Now we're taking on the Lakers with Joel Embiid, who were also a 1 seed, and they pretty much dominated the playoffs as well. Now Josh Hart comes out and averages 20 points in the conference finals. Shea at 30. Yeah, like we have so many guys that can really break out for us. Shout out to Josh Hart, man. Absolute beast. So the Lakers are 12-2 in the playoffs, so these are definitely the 2 best teams. I mean, that Lakers team is very good. Game 1, we ended up losing by 12 points. Kessler's definitely going to have his work cut out for him going up against Embiid. We do drop game 2. We end up losing 128-126. Shea had 41 points in this L. Game 3, we do stay alive right there. We do end up winning by 4. Don't go down 3-1. There we go. We tied up 2-2. We end up winning 130-127. Game 5, we end up winning by 5 points. Shea with 40. Are we going to win the finals in year 1? Yes, we can. We end up winning in 6 after being down, 2 games to 0. Shea is your finals MVP. So that's nice. We got the championship out of the way. Don't have to worry about that, especially how tough these historic rebuilds have been to me lately. Russ and Dwight Howard are heading to the Hall of Fame. Surprised to see Russ retire. So the Jazz ended with the number 1 overall pick, Thunder at 2, Bulls at 3. We obviously have pick 30. So I don't really know what trade to make. Like, we just won it all. I don't know if I would move, like, Anthony Black. So I'm going to take Darrell Holmes here with my 30th overall selection. So Ron Holland went number 1 to the Jazz, and that is how the 2024 draft pretty much went. And Demba Ball we took with pick 54. We'll sign both these guys. Holmes is actually 73. Picking up the team options on Kessler and Kispert. LeBron on the Nets, Kawhi on the Blazers, George on the Rockets, and Drew on the Pelicans, all opting out of their deals. We have no qualifying offers. So do I have bird rights on Jared Vanderbilt? I do. Let's go. Oh my God. For a second, I thought he wanted $52 million. So let's re-sign Jared Vanderbilt to a 4-year deal. We're going to front load it and we pick him up. Let's go. We also have a $9.4 million trade option. So we just won it all. So I don't know if there's like a crazy move I should even make. All right. I'm going to make one trade though with the Houston Rockets. I'm going to be picking up Mark Williams to be the backup center behind Walker Kessler. We're getting Sam Hauser in this trade. I'm giving up Gafford, Ryan Repair, and Sensabaugh, who both weren't going to crack the rotation next year. All right. So we see some elite player progression from this young team. Shab 295, Kessler 86, Scoot 83. There's Reeves. Everybody else kind of going up. You'll love to see that. So we won what? 52 games last year. We won it all. I would like to win more than 60 this year. All right. So this is what the rotation's going to look like. Shea getting 36, 30 to Reeves and Kessler, 23 Vanderbilt, 28 Hart, and then we'll have Scoot, Kispert, Mark Will, Keontae George, and Anthony Black coming off the bench. I'm actually going like 13 to George, 12 to Anthony Black. We're 3.5 star balanced. Don't lose the first game of the season. There we go. We end up winning by 37, and Shea dropped 37 points. Anthony Black's first career game, he had 5 assists and 3 steals, but did not hit a shot. All right, so I'll basically see you guys till I lose my first game. We are 3-0 to start the year. You'll love to see that. Tough Cavs team, and we are 4-0 to start the year. Let's go. Can we start 5-0? There we go. Can we start 6-0? All right, 7-0. Come on, give me 7-0. Let's beat Milwaukee on November 8th. 2K's really building up some suspense here. And we do win. So we are 7-0. Can we go 9-0? The back-to-backs are going to be tough. Cleveland, I don't know, with LaMelo and Ant, I feel like that's a game that we are bound to lose at some point. No, we win. Oh my God, we're 9-0. Through the first 9 games, Shea is averaging 28 points a night. All right, can we start 10-0? Dallas, they had the coach of the year last year. Yes, we end up beating them by 40. Mark Will had 16 points and 10 rebounds in just 18 minutes. Can we beat Chicago, who are 4-7? Yes, we are 11-0 to start the season. 12-0, 13-0. Come on, give me a 14-0, please. Please, let's go. 14-0. Give me a 15-0. Yes. 16. Come on, give me 16-0. Come on, come on. Don't make me lose to the Rockets. There it is. We ended up losing by 6. Paul George had 35 against us. Shea shot pretty poorly from 3, but not bad overall from the field. Kessler had 20 rebounds in the cell, but you know what? I'll take that. 15-0 to start the year is a great start. All right, so we're here at the All-Star draft. Jokic and Tatum are the captains once again. I need Shea to be an All-Star starter, but his numbers are kind of down this year, but the assists are up. He's at 9.1 a night. I was wondering if we were going to get any other guys to make the All-Star game on our team. We didn't. I was like, man, maybe Walker Kessler would sneak in. We are 45-8, so 60 wins isn't out of the equation. We just can't lose more than 4 games for the rest of the season. And hey, we're 47-8, yeah, so that's not bad whatsoever. I'm sure we are the best team in the league, but the Sixers are actually off to a great start this season at 40-14. They have Ja, Herb Jones. Oh, and they have Cat and Ja. That's a nice 1-2 punch. So, yeah, we are a 10-man rotation as well, which I don't know. Keontae George has still been, like, he's shooting 41% from 3. Anthony Black, though, it doesn't really serve a purpose on this team just because we have Scoot Henderson as the backup point guard and our best player is a point guard. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades, but I do think in the offseason I may move Anthony Black, and I don't think I'm going to play him in the playoffs. Wait, actually, first, let me just see. Who do we have hitting free agency at the end of the year? Wenyen Gabriel, Corey Kispert. All right. I actually may try to move Wenyen Gabriel and Sam Hauser for somebody that's under contract that I could move in the offseason. That's not a free agent. And I got the perfect one. John Wall, who's under contract next year as well. Actually having a great year for him in his age 33 season, and I get a first round pick. I do have to give up a second. Wall won't play for us, but it gives me more flexibility in the offseason. I don't think I can re-sign Corey Kispert at the moment, so yeah, we have nobody besides Jake Laravia who is contract extension eligible. I'll give him a 2-year deal just so I can also move him in the offseason if something comes up. And that's like basically my mid-level exception anyway, so I don't really mind giving it to him. So John Moran in Philly is your MVP. Isaiah Collier is your Rookie of the Year, the USC point guard, got drafted by Houston. Scoot gets 6th Man of the Year for the 2nd straight season. Wemby Depoy wearing number 51. Ahmed Thompson, Most Improved, and we get Coach of the Year. And we won 70 games. We didn't win 60 games. That was actually, wait. All right, rewind it a little bit when I said, yeah, we can only lose 4 more games. That was to win 70, not 60. I knew something like when I was saying that was just off in my mind, but I was like, you know what, whatever. And yeah, that was to win 70 games, in which we did. So my goal was 60 this year, and we just won 70. All right, so the goal next year is to win 80 games. We are the 1 seed again in the playoffs, and I drafted mainly everybody on this team. I mean, I guess we made the Jared Vanderbilt trade, but everybody else pretty much, and like the Mark Williams trade, but yeah, everybody else we drafted. Anthony Black did struggle. I mean, I'm not really giving him a good opportunity here though, so I'm not gonna hate on him too much, but yeah, here are the end of the season numbers. Walker Kessler is just that dude. So for the playoffs, it's going to be the starting 5 that we've pretty much been accustomed to. Kispert and Scoot off the bench. Like I said, Anthony Black will not be in the playoff rotation. Keontae George will get like 10 minutes tonight. We'll do 16 to Mark Will, 24, 28. I got about 15 more minutes to play with here. I want to go 40 to Shea. I like to go 32 to Reeves, 31 to Hart, maybe 35 to Kessler. That's good with me. And we are 4-star balance, taking on the Atlanta Hawks in round 1, who have Jaden Hardy as their starting point guard. He averaged 3.1 assists. They have Vassell, Sam Hauser, Triple J, Bam. So yeah, they're basically using Hauser, who we just traded them, and in that John Wall trade at the deadline, and we end up sweeping them. It would be cool to go 16-0 in the playoffs if that opportunity did happen. I would be a big fan of that. Shea is just so freaking good, and he's 26 years old. Now we're taking on Miami, who we did beat last year, and they have Dyson Daniels as a starting 2. I believe it was Malik Monk. They got RJ Barrett still and Tari Eason at the forward spots. Can we defeat them in 4? Yes, we can, and we are currently 8-0 in the playoffs. We had 3 20-point per game scores in that series, and it was Kessler, Reeves, and Shea. Kispert has been struggling. Not the time, Kispert, when you're going to be getting a contract. Oh, wait. He should technically be under contract 1 more year. So I don't think he's going to be a free agent. I don't know, though. The years may be off with this like new 2024 roster. We're taking on the Sixers, who were just as good as we were throughout like the first half of the year. We did kind of separate ourselves from them at the end of the year. I mean, they did win 58 games. It is a good team. And we end up sweeping them. We went 12-0 in the Eastern side of the playoffs. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Tatum, your Western Conference Finals MVP. And we're taking on the Golden State Warriors in the finals, who have Jalen Brunson and Jason Tatum. That's a sick 1-2 punch. They got Kevin Huerter, John Collins, Jared Allen, Poku, Okoro, Hawkins, Edmund Sumner. That's a good team around Brunson and Tatum. And can we, oh my God, we can't go 16-0. We did end up losing 1 game to the Warriors. Shea only averaged 19 points to get Finals MVP. He kind of sucked. I saw that field goal percentage. But in game 3, we got blown out. Oh my goodness. We scored 12 points in the 4th quarter, and they ended up scoring 42. I don't know if I showed you guys the Eastern Conference Final stats where Shea was just phenomenal. Reeves looks like he struggled shooting 33 from the field. But in the finals, Shea won Finals MVP. 39% field goal percentage. He did shoot 40 from 3, but we had 3 guys score 19 plus, and 2 of them were off the bench in Henderson and Kispert. There was Reeves, Vanderbilt. Oh my God, we had so many guys in double-digit scoring. So it was a weird finals, but hey, rematch of the 2019 finals, and the Raptors won again. So there goes LeBron James, Iggy, Al Horford. Rondo retired as well, but he never makes it to the Hall of Fame in 2K. All right, so yeah, we won, 52 games our first year around there, and then we won 70 last year. yeah, I don't think it would be insane to try to get 80 and maybe just building this balanced constructed roster that makes sense, not having just 590 overalls where they're all just like primary like scorers on like the first or second options and they just end up scoring. Like a guy that normally scores 25 is scoring 14. Maybe that's not the way to go. The Rockets don't get the 6th overall pick because it's going to Indiana. That's kind of brutal. I'm going to try to get Chris Finch to be my assistant head coach. Let's go. So Josh Hart is 30. I'm not going to trade him until I know he's going to progress. I don't think he will though. So I'm just going to make my selection at 30. Ian Jackson goes number 1. I believe Cooper Flagg did reclassify into the 2025 draft. It looks like he wasn't updated in this class though, but that is going to be kind of crazy when that happens. I'm going to take TJ Powers here at 30. I actually really like drafting him. He's pretty solid, even though he probably won't see the floor for us next year. So we could make a big move. I just don't know what I want that big move to be, because we could move Vanderbilt. I don't mind even moving Josh Hart if we like wanted to, or Austin Reeves, because I could trade Anthony Black, who's gonna have some good trade value. So let's just see what I want to do. Kispert is actually a free agent, but we're gonna bring him back. I mean, think about the guy I could get if I wanted to trade Scoot Henderson. And for some reason, do not have bird rights on Kispert. Well, let's hope I could bring him back. Yeah, the most I can give him is $9 million. So let's see if he gets a deal out there. All right, so we're at day 11, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get him back on the qualifying offer. All right, I'm going to really try to get Jaren Jackson Jr. And could an Anthony Black, Jared Vanderbilt duo get it done? Let's see. They say no. I would give you Daryl Holmes, who I drafted in the first round 2 years ago. They say no. I think I can get him though. All right, TJ Powers as well. Yes, let's go. We pick up Jaren Jackson Jr., who doesn't need to score a ton to be effective. And now we have an elite front court defensively with Jaren Jackson Jr. and Kessler. So I don't think Jake LaRavia is going to be in the rotation, but we at least have 3 guys there that are going to play. We have 4 in Josh Hart, 5 in Reeves, 6 in George, 7 in Henderson, 8 in Shea, and then I guess 9 in Kispert, right? Who we are going to get back on the qualifying offer. So this team is really good. I think it's well balanced. We could look to make another move. I mean, Josh Hart didn't progress, so like I would experiment with like a Jake Laravia, John Wall, and Josh Hart trade, and I couldn't really find anything I liked. But now that we added an elite defender and Jaren Jackson Jr. to the lineup, we could start Kispert as well. So I think we're going to go a 9-man rotation. We're going to go about 14 to George, 20 to Mark Will, 23 to Hart, 30 to Scoot, 30 to Kessler, 32 to Jackson Jr. We got 36 to Shea. I'll probably do 29 to Reeves, 26 to Kispert. Could this team go 82-0? Let's find out. Game 1 against the Grizzlies. Imagine we lost this one. Nope, we end up winning by 19 points. Wow, everybody scored 10 plus in the lineup. That is kind of funny. All right, game 2 at Cleveland. We know that they're a good team. We end up blowing them out. All right, so let's just simulate the regular season and see the first time that we lose. I hate how sometimes it goes really slow, then really quick, but we're off to a good start at 5-0. We started, what, 15-0 last year? We just beat the Hornets by 50. The back-to-backs are going to scare me. At least we didn't. Oh, my God. We just lost to the Thunder. Not only did we lose, we got blown out. I hate you, Wemby. 35-15. I guess Kessler or Mark Will could not contain him. All right, so we can only lose one more game through the rest of the season. We actually had a better start last year because we went 15-0. This year it wasn't as much because I would like to win 80 games. That would be cool. But if we could win 77, I would say that's a dub to end the final challenge of 2K23. We just won our 26th game, 27-1. 28-1, don't lose to Milwaukee again. We just beat them by 28. There we go. We end up beating them by 22. We beat Indiana, at home against Philly. Second leg of a back-to-back, we still got the win. Playing Milwaukee for the 3rd time in 2 weeks, we beat them. I guess we're very familiar. Blow out the Pelicans. Blow out the Mavericks. I don't know when we face the Thunder again. I don't think we've faced them since our L. No, we haven't. Beat the Lakers. Please beat Dallas. Please beat Dallas. Please beat Dallas on January 8th. And come on, the suspense. There we go. We beat them. Ooh, we beat Philly on the road by 5. That was a close one. We are 41-1, guys. Make that 42-1. Come on. Yep, there we go. We beat Atlanta by 40 points. Don't lose to Cleveland. Don't lose to Cleveland. Why is it taking so long, please? Yes, there we go. We end up beating them by 11. Damn, I just don't want to face Philly anymore, but we're in their division. So yeah, we have to face them on the road here. That's going to be an L, right? On the road. They've been so close to beating us. Yep, there it is. We lost by 1. Oh, they finally got the better of us. Yeah. I mean, we just beat them by 8 and by 5, and then we had to go on the road to face them. So Philly and OKC have been our kryptonite. We can't lose for the remainder of the season. I do have to win 33 straight games to go 80-2. I mean, we're 49-2 in February, which is pretty good, and we just lost to Phoenix. How did we lose to Phoenix? By 12? Shaedon Sharpe at 23, AD at 20 and 14. I guess, like, yeah, we're losing to these good big men like Wemby, Karl-Anthony Towns, I guess. I don't really know. And AD. But yeah, no, Cat is still a good big man. We do get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as a starter in the All-Star game. That is something that I did want to see. We don't get any other All-Stars, though, so far. All right, so my goal of 77 wins, we can only lose 2 more times, which isn't a bad pace whatsoever, as we are now 50 games above 500. Shai has been the leading scorer. Scoot is just going to win his 3rd straight 6th Man of the Year award, like 100%. And we just lost to Denver by 4. Did they have a good big man? They had Jaylen Brown, Trey Murphy. Not really. I mean, like, market him, but he's not like a dominant big man, like physical in the paint. So we are 56-4 at the moment, and we just lost to Houston. So I can't lose for the remaining 2 months of the season. Didn't Houston beat me last year in our first L? I think they did, and we lose to Miami by 3. No, I'm not going to get 77 wins. That is unfortunate. Oh my God, back-to-back L's to Wemby and the Thunder and Jokic and the Heat. Are we even going to have a better record this year than we did last year? I mean, we've lost 4 games in the month of March, and then we lose to Chicago. Damn, 71-9, 72-9, 73-9. So we tied the NBA record. Wemby wins MVP. This guy is just too freaking good in these Sims, man. He also gets Depoy. Maybe I should have drafted him 9th overall. Scoot gets 6th Man in the year. There's Anthony blackballing out once he leaves us. We do get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on All-NBA 3rd team. Shout out to Ben Simmons there. Jaren Jackson Jr. on All-Defensive 2nd team. And we are going to get the 1 seed once again. So here were the player stats this season for the playoffs. We're going to stick with a 9-man rotation. I would be happy to go 16-0 in the playoffs. I think Keontae George is just going to play a little bit less. Mark Williams a little bit less. Maybe even Kispert a little bit less. Let's go 34 to Kessler, 33 to Triple J, 37 to Shai. And then I still want to play like Scoot. I mean, we could experiment Scoot at the 1, Shai at the 2, but Reeves has been so good for us and kind of underrated that I kind of want to keep starting him. This backcourt is sick of Cade and Devin Booker. They were able to draft that backcourt as well, which is so nice. So can we please not lose against an 8 seed? There we go. We end up sweeping them. So the 16-0 playoff run is still alive. Shai averaged 35, 6, and an 11.5 in those 4 games. Now we're taking on Cleveland, who I was going to say maybe they don't have Anthony Edwards and they have Kyrie now, but nope, they have Ben. Oh my God, this is actually a really good team. Like, Ben Simmons is the defender, he is, and then they have Kyrie, Ant, and LaMelo. Don't know how they were able to afford that, and they end up winning 2 games against us. I mean, that's not my fault. That team is freaking sick. I would, like, this team is so much worse than that team, and we're going up against Anthony Black in the conference finals, and we swept them. Am I surprised? No. And now we can look to get revenge on the Thunder, the team, Shai's old team, and also the team that handed us our first L this season. So in those conference finals, Shai had 31 points, Jaren Jackson Jr. had 18, Kessler had 15. All right, I would love to three-peat in this video. Raptors, Thunder, 3rd year finals, and we end up winning in 5. Unfortunately, it could not be a sweep, but this was so nice to do. Shai gets another finals MVP to just win it in every single season, because these historic rebuilds that I've been doing have been so challenging. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Appreciate it if you dropped a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the challenge, and if there's any other rebuilds you guys want to see in the final few weeks of 2K23. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.